Hello friends, again we'll see today the next part of our concept. So in the previous two classes we have seen the problems based on homogeneous differential equation. So as you know that homogeneous differential equation general solution is given by y is equal to yc, because we have only complementary function. But when a case of non-homogeneous, so at that time for non-homogeneous we have to introduce the next concept called inverse differential operator. We know that d is nothing but what here, this d, what it is there, this d is nothing but what here, it is a differential operator, which means d by dx. What here, which means d by dx. Inverse of d, what do you mean by inverse of d? It can be written as 1 upon d or d raised to minus 1. So d raised to minus 1, inverse means what here, we have to take the reciprocal of the given function word number here. So 1 upon d is going to called as inverse differential operator, and this inverse differential operator means only differential operator, it is a differentiation. Inverse differential operator is going to called as integral. Okay, so therefore we called 1 upon d stand for the integral is called an inverse differential operator. Now remember, just go back, I'm recalling the concept here. D stand for differentiation, which one already we have completed this part with many more examples. Now 1 upon d stand for integration. Remember, d stand for differentiation, 1 upon d stand for what here, integration. Now 1 upon d stand for first integration. 1 upon d square is there, we have to differentiate 2 times. 1 upon d cube means what here, we have to differentiate 3 times. And similarly 1 upon d raised to n stand for what here, differentiate n times. Now based on the concept of inverse differential operator, we have seen just now 1 upon d, 1 upon d square, 1 upon d cube, so on. 1 upon d stand for, I will repeat, it is. Now we'll see the example based on, just I will take a trial examples, so that with the help of this we can simplify our main examples easily. See here, so x square upon d, it means 1 upon d into x square. It means 1 upon d means this integration symbol, okay, and the function x square, and this is function is in terms of x, that's why I'm writing dx. So therefore one time integration of x square, because one time integration, why I'm taking, because 1 upon d, because of 1 upon d I am taking one time integration of what here, x square. So as we know, integration of x square is what here, x cube by 3. Next, second example, 1 upon d times sine x, means one time integration of sine x. It means, you know that integration of sine is what here, minus cos. Similarly 1 upon d means one time integration of e raised to 2x with respect to x. It means integration of e raised to 2x is what here, e raised to 2x divided by 2. This 2 because of what here, differentiation of this 2x nothing but divided by 2. Now observe the next example, x cube divided by d square, because 1 upon d square stand for what here, d square means double integration, d square for what here, double integration function x cube. So therefore we have to differentiate this x cube how many times, integrate how many times, 2 times. So double integration of x cube, so one time integration I will keep as it is. So this part, only this part, first time integration of x cube is what here, x raised to 4 upon 4, and that is dx as it is. Next, this 1 upon 4 I have kept outside. Integration of x raised to 4 is what here, x raised to 5 upon 5. So therefore x raised to 5 upon 4 5 is 20. Next, sine x divided by d cube. 1 upon d cube means 3 times integration 1 2 3 function what here sin x 3 times dx dx dx, because 3 time integration means dx 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 we have to write 3 times. First we have to integrate this first part. So integration of double integration you have to keep as it is. Okay, this is 2 times integration. Integration of sine is what here, minus cos x, this 2 dx left. Next again we have to integrate one more time, so minus will keep outside. Integration of cos is sin x into dx, 1 dx and 1 integration left. Again minus is outside, again one more time integration of sine is what here, minus times cos x, this minus and this minus become plus. So in this way, so 1 upon d, 1 upon d square, 1 upon d cube, we have to go for the that many times of integration. Now next concept is particular integral, we called pi. Next concept is what is particular integral, that we call in short pi. So particular integral is given by pi is equal to, either it will call yp, okay, this is small p, is equal to phi of x divided by f of d. This phi of f is nothing but your right hand side of differential equation, okay, and this is f of d is nothing but what here, left hand side of your equation in terms of d. Just see, I have explained here. Here phi of x is right hand side of your given differential equation and f of d is left hand side of given differential equation in terms of d only. For example, if the question is given like that, if the equation is given like that of y, d square plus 6d plus 9 of y equal to 2x, then here f of d is nothing but the inside bracket, d square plus 6d plus 9 is nothing but f of d, and sine 2x is nothing but phi of x. So therefore how to write pi? Pi is nothing but, which is nothing but yp. Why we have to write y here? Because if the equation is a function of y, this y you can see here, because what common you will take, if it is y then we have to write y, if it is x, we have common is x means you have to take x, if it is common is t you have to take t, remember this. So now we have y, so therefore yp is equal to phi of x upon f of d. So therefore according to this question, so phi of x means right hand side of equation, that is sin x, sin 2x, upon f of d means left hand side, that is d square plus 6d plus 9. So like that we have to first write what is yp, then we have to simplify these results. So this concept will come under, because as we seen in the beginning of the classes, what we have seen, f of d of y, if it is 0 it is homogeneous, and f of d of y, if it is not equal to 0 it is non-homogeneous. Not equal to 0 means equal to something will get here, that something is nothing but phi of x. So such kind of equations are called non-homogeneous differential equation. So it is given that f of d of y is equal to phi of x. The general solution for this is given by y is equal to yc plus yp. For non-homogeneous differential equation, it is going to called as yc plus yp as general solution, or in other way cf plus pi. Okay, now we have the right hand side. This, just observe here, this phi of x will take 3 types of problem. So that's why I have taken type number 1. So if your right hand side is in the form e raised to ax, we call it is type number 1. So for this pi is written as what here, e raised to ax upon f of d, which means, just observe here, so you will get a question like that, f of d of y is equal to what here, phi of x. This phi of x may be of the form what here, e raised to ax. So at that time the particular integral is written as yp is equal to e raised to ax upon f of d. This y is not repeated for all the kind of example. Remember that it should be, if it is a function of y, then y. If it is function of x, you will get xp. If it is function of r, it will come rp. If it is function of z, you will get zp. So in general they will give a question in terms of y only, or rarely they will give in terms of x. You have to be careful for. If they have given in terms of x, you will get other function here. In terms of t, you will get. If they have given in terms of y, you will get x here. Okay, remember. So yp is equal to e raised to ax upon f of d. This is one of the type number 1. If e raised to ax, if this a will take any number, as a will take what here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with plus or minus. Okay, plus or minus, either plus 3 or minus 3, plus 4 or minus 4, plus 5 or minus 5, anything. Okay, so such kind of yp, that is how to solve pi, we'll see here now. Okay, so yp is equal to e raised to ax upon f of d. If such case is there, if at that time whatever equation will get in the denominator, this is in general I have written f of d. So whatever will get here, in that we have, it is a in function of d, that d will be replaced by this coefficient of x. That's why I'm replace d is equal to, I'm writing what here, a. Okay, so therefore what happens here, yp is equal to e raised to ax upon, instead of d in general I am replacing a, but condition apply that once we replace the value of d as a, this should not equal to 0, because you know that any value upon 0 is infinity. So therefore we should see that once I replace the value of d is equal to a, that should not turns to what here, 0. Suppose if it is after replacing the value of d is equal to a, if answer is turning to 0, then the yp should be written as e raised to ax upon differentiation of your f dash of d. Means the given what f of d is there, we have to differentiate once, and simultaneously we have to multiply x. Why x? Because if the right hand side function is in terms of x, we have to multiply x. If right hand side function is in terms of t, we have to multiply t. Okay, so now once we differentiate, again we have to repeat the process, as replace d is equal to a. Here we are, after differentiation again we have to replace, because without differentiation it is, if it is coming 0, we have to differentiate, again we have to replace the value of d is equal to a. Then we will get x into e raised to ax upon f dash of a, because we have after differentiation we have replaced the value of d. But again here condition apply that again f dash of a should not be equal to 0, and again the condition repeats. If f dash of a is equal to 0, we have to go back to f of d, we have to differentiate 2 times, then we have to replace again d is equal to a again. So therefore, if you are doing one more time differentiation, we need to multiply one more x. So x into x, it will become x square e raised to ax, and in after 2 times differentiation again d will be replaced by a, and the process will continue till we get a constant number, or once I replace the value of d is equal to a, this should not turns to 0. We have to continue the process. So more we'll see with one of the example here. Just see, I had taken, this is the one of the example. I had taken e raised to 2x upon d square plus 3d plus 2. Just a general example, it is not a specific example, just how to find the results and all we can see here. So the given thing, I'll write pi is equal to e raised to 2x upon d square plus 3d plus 2. Now as per the rule, the value of d is 2. Remember from where I have taken this 2? 2 is nothing but this is the coefficient of x, is the value out here 2. Fine, understood? This may be positive, this may be negative, whatever coefficient of x is there, that we have to take as d value. Now what I will do, just check here. So as if I consider d is equal to 2 according to this, then this d square we have to write 2, this d will be replaced by 2, 2 whole square plus 3 times 2 plus 2. So therefore simplify e raised to 2x as it is. So 2 square is 4, 3 2s are 6, 2 as it is, 6 plus 4 10, 10 plus 2 is 12. So this is our result of how to find pi. Similarly, I will take one more example. Check here. E raised to minus 2x upon d square plus 4d plus 4. So therefore pi is equal to e raised to minus 2x d square plus 4d plus 4. Now what's supposed to be replaced by d here? So we have to replace d by what here? What? Minus 2. What here? Minus 2. Now just see here. So we have to replace d square by d by what here? Minus 2. So minus 2 square plus 4 times minus 2 plus 4, which is equal to e raised to minus 2x as it is. So minus 2 square is plus 4 only, plus into minus is minus, 4 2s are 8, 4. Just see now, plus 4 is plus 8 and minus 8. So now you can observe here denominator is turning to what here? 0. If denominator is turning 0, what's supposed to do here? We have to go back to the given question. So what is given question here? So we have to differentiate this d square plus 4d plus 4. So how many times? 1 times. So differentiation of d square is 2d, differentiation of 4d is what here? 4, but differentiation of 4 is 0. So therefore what we get here? Just see. So 2d plus 4, and we are differentiating 1 time means we need to multiply 1x also. This is compulsory rule of type 1. So x as it is. So here again replace d is equal to minus 2. So you replace here d is equal to minus 2. So 2 times minus 2 plus 4. So therefore plus into plus 2 into minus 2 is minus 4 plus 4. Again it is turning to 0. So what to do here? Again this part we have to differentiate again. So what is the differentiation of 2d? 2. Differentiation of 4 is 0. So what left? And we need to multiply one more x here. So this x into one more x, x square, e raised to minus 2x, and this part is nothing but differentiation. Okay, this part is what here? Differentiation. So differentiation of this, once again, that is differentiation of 2d is 2, differentiation of 4 is 0. So 2 plus 0 is 2. So no here no d term only. We have to stop the problem and we have to conclude this is the required pi.